All right. So I don't think we need a whole lot of explaining of what's going on. The party last time went to the swampy area of the ruins of Berez at the behest of Malkar, who'd been missing for a bit. Upon getting there, they were attacked by none other than Malkar himself, with the aid of the very old, very dangerous Baba Lysaga. And, well, the party is currently split, with Ron having run off to a cluster of cottages to the north, currently kind of hiding for, dear life, uh, as Baba Lysaga and her creeping hut followed him up that way. Yoan and Dane are currently on the back of a giant eagle that has been on life support for quite some time. And being chased by Melkar as he dimension doors across the swamp to keep up with them. So, all of that in mind, Dane, you're on the back of an eagle. You're being chased by a crazy warlock vampire. What are you doing?
Oh, I'm first?
It would seem.
Okay. I want to make my sword brighter for my 2 actions.
Okay. Or for your attacks, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look at some specifics on that.
Okay.
Okay. Duly noted. So as Dane is sitting up on the back of this eagle, you see the sword hilt that he carries with him. You see him kind of pull it off of his side and just whoosh, like a lightsaber. The thing uh, is just shedding this brilliant golden light in a 30-foot radius from Dane's location. Cool.
Since I'm the one that identified the weapon, I know what that is.
Yeah, that is your worst fucking nightmare. That's sunlight.
Yeah.
Would he be able to see where we're at inside this giant thing of light very easily?
Yeah, he'd probably be able to see inside of it. It's just the whole venturing into it thing might not be a great idea for his health.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it then.
Cool. I think then in the meantime, back up north here, Ron, you hear the stomping footsteps of the creeping hut splashing across the swamp, and it's still basically at what we'll call the first row of cottages, but you can hear maybe directly in front of the one that you're hiding behind, a couple houses up. You hear just shattering remnants of glass and pottery, and the grinding of stone on stone as you gather it just punched out one of the walls in an attempt to maybe expose whoever might be hiding inside. I think that's going to be it for now, though.
Can you hear Laura's phone going off?
No.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so the Raven, if I recall correctly, is actually Yoan, because you started this as a bird.
I am not a bird.
Right. No. I mean, not now, but the encounter. You started the encounter by turning into a bird.
Yeah.
So that's what you were in the initiative tracker.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't see the
Yeah, I
turn order.
can't see it.
Oh.
So it's empty.
Right, it's doing that thing again. Okay. Well, I mean, I still have the same one up from last time, so I'll call it, and then if we need a tactical map, I'll bust that out. But I'll just tell people when they're on deck. So Melkar, you are up next after Yoan.
Yeah.
So Yoan, what are you doing?
Okay. What's How far away am I from Melkar?
If I recall correctly, he had just dimension doored up underneath you again, yeah?
No.
Oh, they flew away like.
No, that was last turn. So you would have gotten one turn of dash flying, which
160 feet.
I believe that's correct.
Okay. How is the health of my bird doing?
Let me hop back over to that map and take a quick look.
I believe it was at least the majority of health. 'Cause you healed it like twice.
Yeah, that's what I think, but I want to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it is doing pretty well. You dumped quite a few heals into it. It's not like 100%, but it's doing pretty well.
Okay. So he is 160 feet away.
Gotta be 240 to get out of Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I know, but I'm seeing if something I can do can reach that far.
Or we could stay and fight them.
Yeah, but I'd rather have backup, because unlike you, I have spells.
Have a bright sword.
Dane's just itching to use his fucking lightsaber, I think, is what's going on.
Well,
I'm over here getting stomped at by a fucking treehouse.
Dane, would you like to fight Melkar?
If we have a chance of getting away, I prefer that, but I'm not sure how that's looking.
I mean, because we can land and physically attack him.
We can keep trying to run if you want.
I'd prefer to have backup.
Okay.
But,
Well, let's try and get out of here then.
yeah. I'm not too far from the ground. Hmm. There's water within me? Like, near me.
Within you.
Yeah. Is there
Yeah, I
water?
mean, you're flying over swampy lands, so yes.
I am going to take some water and make some water directly below me, and I'm going to have it make a sword that is in direct imitation of Dane's sword, with size, shape, and color and opacity.
Okay, that's interesting. Cool.
And then I guess just keep flying.
So I guess what's the positioning of this sword? Are you like holding on to it? Is that what you're saying?
I was just gonna. I can hold on to it, sure.
Yeah, I was trying to get a feel for what the hell is going on, like why you're.
I will hold on to this sword of water.
Okay. Cool. So you have a watery sword.
Yep, that looks like Dane's.
Yeah. And I assume you continue your outward trajectory then?
Yeah. I want to
Oh.
try and trick Melkar into thinking I also have one of those swords.
Okay.
Because he doesn't know what we've been up to in the last day.
This is true. Okay. So puts you at 320 feet away from Melkar, as Melkar's turn comes up with Ron on deck. Brown, are you speaking or thinking?
Thinking.
Okay.
Oh, see, I was muted. Am I able to see their weapons are drawn?
Make a perception check.
I mean, his is pretty sunny.
Yeah, you'd probably at least be able to see the Danes is drawn, but perception check to see what you see. Okay, yeah, it looks like they are both holding weapons.
Alright, knowing that I'm low on spells, I'm going to start running back towards where I last saw Grandma. And I want to use my spell slot to cast Sending towards her.
Okay.
I want to say the other two are escaping. Try to capture the other one. I've got a plan.
All right. And then she simply responds, "All right, if you say so." Okay. And then you are moving back in that direction, yeah?
Yeah, so 30 feet.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Ron, you are hiding behind a cottage with a tree house, destroying other houses not too far away.
Yes. Are there any trees? There's nothing else around. It's just open swampland.
Let's see. There might be a few sparse trees like out behind this kind of perimeter of the village. Not like a super dense forest, but there are a few old gnarled looking trees, yeah.
Stuff I could hide behind?
Arguably, yeah.
How far away are they?
Probably you could probably get there in around. I don't think they would have put too much emphasis on clearing anything other than like the space they were building in.
Alright, I'm going to attempt to get out and get behind one of the trees stealthily.
Okay. Cool. Go ahead and make a perception check. Okay. Anything else?
Am I good to get... Am I there?
Yeah, you dash back. Well, I mean, you run. I don't want to use the game term. You run back from the cottage and duck behind this old, dead-looking tree.
I'm going to do one of these then.
Okay.
And on myself, and that'll be it.
Yep. Yeah. So Ron, like, just very, very quietly uttering the words to cast Cure Wounds behind this tree, like.
Yeah, I just touch myself and I go shit.
Interesting little incantation you got there.
Yep.
Okay. Next up would have been Dane's animated armor, but yeah. So then that will bring us to Baba Lysaga. And I suppose you hear her kind of barking out orders to the to the hut. Just actually, go ahead and make another perception check to see if you can hear what she's screaming about. Okay, you hear.
Okay.
And you hear the splashing sound of like the wet footfalls of this thing, seemingly getting a little closer, but not like, directly closing on you with great haste or anything.
All right.
Okay. Um, so as that's happening, as you hear the footfalls, maybe getting a little closer, a large black mass drops down from the tree above you. And as you're kind of staring at it, not sure what the hell's going on. Actually, what's Ron's first instinct here?
What is like? How big is it, and what does it look like on immediate?
Okay, so super quick, like spur of the moment. I would say you're able to pick out that it's about the size of a person,
Mm-hmm.
and it is just this large black mass.
I'm probably gonna scream like a little girl.
Okay. Let me.
And you have a very powerful scream.
I do.
Okay. So as Ron is opening his mouth to scream, you get a mouthful of feathers as this creature reaches out and basically like puts a taloned like wingtip kind of thing over your mouth, and with the other one just kind of holds up a finger to its beak. You see that this is a were-raven, and
I nod.
gestures you to shush.
I nod, and like you see Ron's face visibly light up.
Okay. Let's see. So that would have been, call that move, a little bit of movement and action. So okay. After you kind of show that you're calmed down a little bit, show that the nerves aren't kicking in as much, and you're not going to just scream, the were-raven takes a quick peek around the gnarled old tree that you're hiding behind, and let's see. I think it's going to turn around and just gesture, kind of pointing with its beak to like its back. Would you like to make an insight check?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe it has an itch.
You know what? I'm gonna use my last luck of the day on this. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So.
Okay.
God damn it! All right. Does it look like it's big enough to hold me?
I mean, it would probably be some hard work, but it could work.
All right. Well, I know what I know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. So that brings us back now to Dane.
I don't think I'm doing anything.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, just keep holding on, and apparently not about to get into a lightsaber battle.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So the hut keeps thumping toward Ron. I guess really it actually starts making that movement at this point, after previously hearing the orders from Baba Saga, which then will bring us to Yoan.
I ask Dane if he thinks we should go after Malkar, or if Malkar's a trap, and trying to trick us into attacking him by leaving.
Could be either way. But from what I know of him, he doesn't seem to want to run away from danger if he thinks he can win.
I don't know if we're power enough to follow him and beat him, though. Especially if he's going back to the witch.
Yeah, if he's going back to her, we don't stand a chance. So we should go get some more people.
Yeah. Okay, flying off to go see Rictavio and Esmeralda.
Should we send them a message? If
I
you
don't
can.
have any way to send them a message.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, just hanging tight there.
Well, flying away.
Yes, literally hanging tight as you're on the back of a giant bird careening through the sky.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, Melkar, long walk back up to the north where you can just barely make out the outline of the creeping hut, kind of stomping around some old cottages.
I'll dash.
Okay.
So 60 feet.
Okay.
It's still a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what happens when you got, a two-front battle. Okay. No bonus actions or anything?
Don't think it can really do anything.
Okay.
I guess Shillelagh on my staff.
Just in case. Okay. All right. So Ron, you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I? Okay. So, just for sake of me knowing what I can do, I would like to message this person as long as I can have like an action to do something to them, being that I'm right there like next to them.
All right. So here's what I would say, because you're not really going to have to move in the covering square sense. You could basically kind of climb on them, because climbing is a movement sometimes. So yeah, you could use an action if that's what it is to communicate with them,
Okay.
and then yeah, you'd be able to use your movement to kind of climb aboard.
Gotcha. All right. I will message and say, "You want me to scratch your back or get on?"
You hear this kind of scratchy old voice returning the message in your head. It sounds like a scratchy old voice of an elderly woman, and she just says, "Climb on, you fool!"
Oh, all right. I'll climb on. And I don't know. Do I have a bonus action left?
Yeah.
I just want to, just as I'm climbing on, I'm gonna say, "I'm sorry and thanks," and I'm gonna give bardic inspiration to the old lady.
Okay. All right. So that's the thing. You are now backpacked on a were-raven.
Yes, and I think light things.
Okay. Moving on. Rip animated armor.
I feel like Ron's dreams are coming true.
All right. So let's see what else we've got to look at here. Okay. Yeah, so you just you hear off in the distance Baba Lysaga barking out more commands to the hut. And it almost sounds like it's turning and about to proceed in some other direction. But we will see. Okay. So this brings us to the were-raven's turn. I'm going to have make a check to see how this whole flying with a backpack thing goes.
With inspiration.
Inform me if I ever am able to see this.
Okay, yeah. So basically, Ron ended up going directly north, and you guys are traveling southwest. So probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you know. Okay. So I think, yeah, that'll be enough. Uh, so the were-raven like thrusts up from the mucky ground and maybe breaking through a couple of stray tree branches, kind of clears the majority of um, what sparse tree canopy there is, as there's just kind of a few trees dotting the area. Um, and you're able to cover, uh, we'll say, dashing but slowed, so 50 feet.
Am I able to see like a little black speck up in the sky?
Make a perception check. This is pretty far off.
Yeah, that's what I described it as a speck.
Yeah. Okay. Probably not yet, but I'll let that ride. Um, and maybe like as they reach a height where you'd actually be able to see them, that could come into play.
Uh,
All right. Dane on the back of an eagle. Anything?
Nope.
Okay. Creeping hut comes lumbering around the side of the cottage. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. I mean that's about it for the hut. Just running. Yoan, back of an eagle. Anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
So we'll say you
I'm
guys.
scanning the I don't know, surrounding area, paying special attention to the ground for any things that might harm me.
Okay. Yeah, so go ahead and make a perception check. Duly noted.
all these sevens.
We may at some point want to start circling back to be able to meet up with Octavio and Esmeralda too.
Oh, that's the direction we're heading,
Yeah.
is to meet up with them.
Southwest?
Yeah, because you sent those guys down toward the Amber Temple.
Oh, I didn't think they'd be anywhere close yet, would they?
Well, no, but if you're gonna meet
Okay, we're
them
just
as
gonna
they're
wait there
It's
for
the
traveling,
it's the
Okay.
direction they're. Yeah,
Okay.
I was gonna head towards the road and start traveling down to try and see them.
yeah, kind of
Okay.
backtracking along the road.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, Melkar, I would say to give you an idea, distance-wise, you're probably still about 500 feet off from the hut.
How far did the hut move from its original location?
Pretty far.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's a pretty sizable thing. And both parties, like both groups, were sprinting in opposite directions. So,
I'll just keep dashing.
keep chugging. All right. Okay. We're on the backpack. What are you doing?
I am attempting to be the best backpack possible.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check to hang on.
All right. No.
All right. So like the last little branch that the were-raven kind of barrels through before kind of being in the clear. you feel something kind of snag, and you are effectively yanked off the back of the were-raven to a point where you're almost in free fall. Go ahead and make a dex save.
Oh boy. Oh hey, I'm actually
Okay.
pretty good
Not
at
a
that.
good backpack.
All right, so you're able to catch yourself, and so Ron, you're currently dangling from this horizontal tree branch, uh, up near the top of this old gnarly looking tree. Um, okay. Can hear then the hut. Well, actually, is there anything else now that you've done that? Um,
Is there anything I can do?
I mean, you're hanging from a tree.
Do I have a bonus action?
Sure.
I'm gonna do one of these on myself. Oh, sorry. That healing word, not bonus, or not cure wounds.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So, rerolling that. My bad.
Cool.
The 7 again.
Alright. Hanging out, waiting
Yep.
for your ride.
Yep.
Uh, okay. That brings us to Papa Saga once again. Getting close. You hear the stomping of that hut coming up behind you. More like a bunch of wet squishes.
Well, I mean, I can't really do a whole lot. I'm
Can't
hanging
make
from a
squishy
tree.
noises.
Yeah.
Gonna pick you out of that tree like a booger.
Okay. Probably still be hidden at this point, so nothing too excessive. Hmm.
That hut can knock its stomping ass around.
Okay, so I think now you just hear the old lady voice of Baba Lysaga kind of yelling out into the swamp. It's only a matter of time before I find you. And yeah, I think that's about all you really pick up on from that. So we come back to the were-raven, who let's see how far she goes before being able to turn around and try and scoop you again.
I would imagine she would realize that I fell off.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
mean it's more of a momentum thing, like being able to just turn on a dime and come pick you up kind of thing. Okay, so yeah, she comes back around and tries to scoop you up, which she does, and you are once again. This time you're kind of like in the talons, the foot talons of this were-raven,
I'm okay with that.
just full on being carried.
Cool.
And yeah, so there's a little penalty to the distance you guys get to move just because she had to come and recover. But yeah, so you guys travel probably another 30 feet. Good stuff. So Dane's on an eagle. He doesn't have any cares in the world. Creeping hut. Going to come stomping up. Okay.
You don't see shit.
Not yet. Okay. Yoan's on a bird. Melkar, running. Rip.
Melkar.
I couldn't hear anything that was going on.
Oh,
Last 10 seconds.
cool. Well, it's your turn. So are you just running?
Uh, Yep.
Cool.
Recasting Shillelagh just to keep it fresh.
Okay. All right. And so, Ron, you are being kind of grasped like around the shoulders, maybe up under the armpits. There's like a talon in each of your armpits. And you're just kind of hanging there. Anything you'd like to do?
I would like to inspire the Were Raven. I'm just going to look up and say, "Hey, sorry about that. I got hung up." And inspire.
Okay.
So, and then, are we free and clear yet, or no? Does it
No,
look
you're not free and clear yet.
Okay.
If
Then,
yeah, if somebody gets a line on you, they could still, in theory, shoot you out of the sky.
all right. Then I will. I'm gonna. Can I hold a cure wounds in case this person carrying me gets hurt?
Yeah, you
Okay.
could do that.
I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna hold a cure wounds.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So, I think you probably have one more round of kind of high risk situation here, and we'll see how this shakes out. All right. So you hear this crackling sound behind you before there's this loud crash and rumble of lightning and thunder erupting from just the other side of the tree that you had originally hidden behind. And this straight line of crackling blue electricity just shoots out. And let's see how this shakes out. Dex save for the Were Raven. Ooh, that's a natural 17. Okay.
If she needs it, she has inspiration.
Doesn't need it.
Good.
Okay. There's some damage here, though. All right. Yeah, and so it looks like the Were Raven gets singed a bit. Like, could probably take a few more of these hits before anything serious happens.
All right, then I'm gonna hold off on my heal,
Okay.
at least for this attack.
Okay. I think that's it, because that would have been that would have been Baba's action. So there's nothing else that's gonna have that range that she can pull out. Okay, so it's the Were Raven's turn. You guys get another 50 feet away, and yeah, I think she's probably able to maneuver a bit, and I'm gonna make a check to see how we're doing for a cover situation here. Okay, so you may still be exposed for a bit. Let's try one more round here just to see.
All right.
Okay, so the hut comes thumping forward again. Not close enough for it to be able to attack, so at least there's that. Yoan safe. Melkar running.
Yep.
Ron, anything?
Just riding.
Okay. I guess this is gonna be it then. Here's Baba.
She didn't use her bardic inspiration, did she?
No.
Okay.
If only she could get close enough to do some of this crazy shit. Um,
Nope, she needs
Okay.
to stay the hell away.
so yeah, you see one more blast of electricity come hurtling out of the woods. So dex save for the Were-Raven for pretty much everything, with inspiration if necessary.
Yep.
Ooh, good thing there's that inspiration. Let's see how this works out. It's what, a D8?
Yes.
Just enough.
Good.
Okay. So yeah, the lightning comes shooting out of the tree line one more time. You do still smell kind of the singeing, burning smell of a few feathers and bits of skin. But unless Baba rolls max damage here, you're gonna get away. So we'll see. No, not max. Okay. So the Were-Raven is looking pretty rough at this point. This is a considerably stronger hit, but still not standing, flying.
Could I have continued holding the cure wounds?
Yeah, I'm not going to be a butthole and say like, oh well, if you thought about using it, so you wasted your spell slot. No.
Well, I mean, if I'd have known that, I'd have just used it.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So, okay, so I'm going to cure wounds her.
Cool. Okay. So at that point, then, I think Malkar and Baba aboard the creeping hut are kind of left in the swamp with, well, not much to show for it. So as Malkar comes running up to the hut, what does he have to say?
I'm gonna say we're probably gonna need to regroup at the castle.
She kind of peeks down, the hut turning to face you, and she can, kind of peek over the porch at you. She says, "Well, you go where you need to go. This is my home, and if Strahd needs anything, tell him he needs but to ask." And I think this is probably where we fade out from that scene to other stuff that goes on.
Okay.
So, there not really being any coordination between these two groups. Let's go first to Yoan and Dane, who have been patiently waiting after their escape. All right, so your giant eagle lasts for what, an hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we should be able to get there. Or at least close.
Yeah, so let me move you to the Barovia map, because there are a lot of theirs. So I want to see where you are trying to meet up with them, because it could, in theory, be anywhere along the path.
I mean, I told them to keep going, so where I think they will be in however long they take. Let's kind of
Okay.
start following the road up.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, as long, you just have to kind of go around a bit of mountaintop, but other than that, the Solenka Pass is considerably more hospitable from the air. So, yeah, I think you probably come upon Rictavio and Esmeralda with the wagon right around the entrance of the pass itself. So where I just put the wagon there. Yeah, and so the two of you on the back of this uh, kind of beat up giant eagle, like not super torn up, but visibly taking a shot. Um, you find the wagon rolling down the road, and yeah, what are you doing?
I land next to it
Okay,
and get off.
okay. Um, and of course, right away you hear Rictavio studying the horse and trying to kind of get everything to a stop. Esmeralda hops off the top of the wagon and immediately is like in get shit done mode. So she just says, "What is it? Are you being followed?"
I don't believe so, but Ron's been taken. Melkar has became a vampire and was with Baba Lysaga. I don't know if you know who that is, but she called herself the mother of Strahd. And yeah, I had to leave Ron there to get out with our lives.
She also has a giant treehouse spider thing, and they killed my suit of armor.
Yeah, Esmeralda doesn't seem too familiar with this whole Baba Lysaga character, but after expressing that, she says, "But anyone who claims to be the mother of the devil, I think we know where they stand."
And we also found Melkar bathing in a bath of blood, with her tending to him, calling him her grandson.
You see this concerned, kind of furrowed brow look come over Rictavio's face. He says, "I knew he was trouble. Well, so be it. We will do what we have to do to lay this to rest." So what's our next move?
Well, how long will it take to get there by cart?
Where's there?
Back to the swamp.
A while. Let's see. Probably looking at a little over 2 hours.
Well, we could go back to see if they're there and try to defeat them. Or try and get back Ron. Or we can go back to get some allies to, yeah, go back to Kresk and get, dang it, what's his name? That was drinking there.
Ezek?
Yeah, and get him to come help us kill Strahd's mother. It's not Strahd, but I feel like he would be okay killing his mother.
And Tavio nods and says, "Yes, that does seem like something our friend Ezek may be interested in." Very well. Well, I suppose the first course of action is to return to the old Svalak Road, and we will act further, I suppose, upon reaching it, and well, if there are any developments, we can plan from there.
Okay.
Alright. And yeah, so the two of you are able to hop up in the wagon. Maybe you're in the back with the tiger, or you can sit on top, I suppose. But
I'm
yeah.
gonna take a short rest.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna do the same.
All right. So yeah, roll some hit dice if you need to.
I'm gonna get a spell slot back.
I want to take a short rest too. Bleh.
You could do that.
He gets everything back. Bleh.
Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get those hit dice rolled up, and then we'll hop over to Ron and his new friend.
Oh boy. Ron can't wait. Legitimately, this is gonna be awesome.
How many short rests can I take in a day?
um, enough?
Okay. Well, how far away from Kresk?
From Kresk? Do you mean like in time or distance?
Yeah,
Uh,
time.
let's see. Probably about an hour and a
At the
half,
end
a
of a
little
short
more.
rest.
At the end, you've got about a half an hour.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I'll just wait.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you take your short rest. Melkar, if you need to do anything, feel free. Short rest wise. And so now we switch over to Ron. And I think what happens is after you've kind of cleared the immediate surroundings of Kresk, or not Kresk, Perez, um, the Were-Raven begins to show a little fatigue. And let's see, probably about a mile away, kind of in the lower foothills of the mountain to the northwest of the village. The Were-Raven touches down, uh, like visibly shaking after setting Ron down kind of gently on the grassy hill. And you see the creature shapeshift back to a human form. Um, older woman. Uh, well, as naked as a were-raven comes.
Oh, so she's all saggy.
Yeah, to carry on a theme from before the session, because we talk about fucked up things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I'll see. Well, do I know her? Do I recognize her?
You do not.
Oh, I'll say. I will. I'm gonna message and say, "Do you know Danica?"
You hear that same kind of raspy old lady voice in your head because you're messaging. Um, and she says, "Yes, I know her well."
Uh, all of this will be in message.
Okay.
And if she starts walking, I'll just walk.
Okay.
So.
No, she is chilling the fuck out for a
She
minute
is chilling the
because
fuck out. Okay.
yeah, she just carried a full-grown man through the air for like a mile.
Gotcha. All right. I'll say. Oh, well, I'm friends with her as well.
She
Did
says, "I know, I've heard about you."
that must be good?
Well, certainly heard better things about you than old Lysaga back there.
Oh, so you know Lysaga. What? She seemed kind of mean.
Yeah, she's a hazard to say the least. I was stationed in Valaki for a long time, and she was part of my watch. We do our best to keep an eye on, well, the majority of Barovia, but, um, well, things have gotten a bit out of hand recently with the Blue Water being all but closed down.
That was probably our fault. Um,
Says, "Oh, not entirely. There's that old hag Vakta.
that was also our fault. Um,
I'm trying to be generous, but you're making it very hard."
I mean, let me correct myself. That was my friend's fault. They went out and did some things, and I don't know that I agree with it, but now Voctor's in charge. But,
Flashback to the suddenly visible body of the dead burgomaster being thrown into a crowd of angry villagers.
yep,
Okay.
and I will say, but we have Izek Strasny on our side. We saved him.
She doesn't seem entirely sure what to make of that, and after kind of mulling it over for a minute, says, "And what did you say to get him on your side?"
He hates Strahd. We're against Strahd. I just said, hey, you want to join with us to take Strahd out?
Well, I didn't see him here today.
Yeah, he got drunk and was waiting. This was kind of a side thing. We came to get that. Oh, you didn't see him. Well, Baba has a new grandson, and that was our old traveling companion Melkar. Yoan, which is my other companion, thought that he was always kind of a dick, and now I'm kind of seeing it too.
Lapsed and hidden.
And then I'll just look at her and say, are we planning on staying here a while to rest?
She says, "Oh, I could use at least a short break, but we should continue on at least past the old Silver Dragon's home, if not further. Whatever I can really do, I'd like to put as much distance as we can between ourselves and the swamp."
And a short rest is what, 40 minutes ish to an hour?
It's about an hour.
Alright, I am going to ritualistically cast my tiny hut
Okay.
around us, and I will say this will make it so that we're safe. And I'm going to make it like just a dim, kind of like mood lighting, kind of turn it way down and just kind of relax.
Okay.
And I'm going to, can I say I found like either a tree or a tree stump somewhere to cast this, and I'll put,
Yeah.
like, kind of put my back up against that.
Yeah,
And
that's fine.
I'm going to pull out my didgeridoo and my notes and just kind of just play.
All right.
And if she doesn't like look like she really likes the didgeridoo, then I'll just switch and pull out like a not xylophone, a saxophone.
She seems kind of indifferent to it. Like she is visibly just exhausted.
I know, but I'm playing a song of rest.
Ah, very nice.
So
Okay. Yeah. Well, it's probably enjoyable enough that she maybe nods off for a minute or two over the course of the rest, and yeah, it seems like those are some good.
okay, cool. So
Okay.
yeah, so once that all gets done, I'm just gonna chill there until she's ready, and I'll take whatever short rest, long rest, whatever she wants, because I got 8 hours.
Okay. Cool. So let's skip back over to Melkar.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, cue the like way back wide shot of Castle Ravenloft, the lightning just crashing down in the background. It's like pouring rain. And
I've been able to get there that fast?
You're a vampire.
I
You
mean-
can do it.
We just, like, me and Dane spent an hour flying back.
yeah, I mean, it depends on what Malkar is trying to do with, say, the next hour.
I'll stay with Grandma in her hut.
Okay.
At least rest up there.
Okay. So yeah, you do that, and then what's the plan of action after you've gotten your rest in?
I want to ask her if she would prefer I stay here or check in with Strahd.
I think she just tells you it would be best not to anger your father.
I'll go check in with him then.
Okay. So, yeah, using the means of transportation we discussed before.
Hmm.
That's going to take a bit. Probably, you're probably looking at about a 3-hour trip there.
Okay.
Does he turn into a bat and fly away?
You don't know.
That'd be cool.
Pulls
Okay.
a unicorn out of his ass.
An El Mirage horn, thank you very much.
There you go.
Sorry, I just watched something that actually it was 5e and there was a bunny corn in it.
Nice.
Yeah. So, moving on to Dane and Yoan and the wagon and company. So you guys make your trip successfully and peacefully back to Krusk. And you're allowed in, of course, no issue. People recognize you. I think word has kind of begun to spread of the tales of the werewolf slayers and all this other business you've been up to recently.
Cool.
And so yeah, you pull into town, and everything seems pretty much business as usual. You see people kind of milling about doing their jobs. What's the plan?
I want to ask Rictavio if he knows if anyone has an ability to try and contact Ron through magical means.
Okay. Let's see here. This time has been included by the Dungeon Master to simulate Rictavio searching his old memories. And definitely not because the Dungeon Master has to look things up.
Yep.
That would be dumb.
Yeah, I mean that would just be an unprepared. That would be an unprepared dungeon master. Wouldn't have that though. I'm just fucking with him.
No. So I think the conclusion that Rictavio would come to is there aren't really a lot of mages about Barovia. Some of the strongest known casters are those who have either tried to oppose Strahd and failed, never to be seen again, or Strahd himself. and he notes that if your stories are anything to be believed, Baba Lysaga probably ranks on that list pretty high as well.
Does he think the abbot or Strahd's abbot might be able to?
I think in character he says it's worth a shot, but I'm gonna save you some trouble and say he can't do that.
Yeah, no, that's a.
Dang it.
It's
seems
not
to
a
know what-
cleric.
He seems to know when people die. He might be able to tell if he's not dead.
That he could.
Yeah. Go up and see him anyways and tell him about Malkar's betrayal and talk to him, about Ron. And I guess get reassurance that Ron is still alive.
Ron
Okay.
is dead.
Long live the Ron.
Long live the Ron. Which, by the way, Eric, how would that work if after, like, if I'm just chilling in the bubble? Because it blocks all spells.
Well, it blocks all spells.
So if he used a spell, he would get no response.
In theory.
Alright. I don't know this, so I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like his god tells him who's alive and dead, though, so.
His god can't even see in my fucking bubble.
Okay.
I don't know.
Anti-god bubble confirmed.
Yep.
So then after that, I'm going to start trying to locate Strahd's.
Okay. It's not hard. You find him in a local drinking establishment, still sitting and throwing back drinks with Soldar and Yevgeny.
Okay. I'm going to go up to Strahd and tell him that I have located a witch claiming to be Strahd's mother and is taking care of various vampires and minions of his, and that she's captured Ron, and if he would like to come with us to kill her.
Okay.
Seeing that it would deal a direct blow against Strahd.
All right. So yeah, you walk up to him and probably just walk up and start kind of spewing this whole kind of briefing
Yeah, I don't
at
have
him.
an introduction.
Yeah. All right. And so once you're done with all that, he sort of like he blinks and kind of slowly, groggily looks over and says, "Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go." Kind of
Okay.
drunkenly stands up, almost knocks the table over, leaning on it to force himself up, and I think the two wolf hunters get a good laugh in at his expense. But he's at least conscious to stagger over to the wagon and maybe go and try and sleep some of that off.
Yeah, I'll be like, you'll have time to sober up on the way. And get him into the cart and talk to Rictavio and Esmeralda and say we're ready to head out to the swamp.
Okay.
Hopefully they're all still there.
Yeah, no, they're
No, I mean
at the wagon. Oh, the people at the swamp, you mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I suppose you could find out shortly.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any other further business in Kresk, just keep
It's
this
like
moving.
early afternoon, right? Because we
yeah, I mean,
headed
you
out
guys-
there right in the morning, so
Yeah.
okay. Off we go.
All right. And as you go off, Ron, let's jump back to you. You and your new were-raven friend, who, incidentally, over the hour of kind of resting and just generally probably shooting the shit a little.
How have you not asked where she came from yet?
I'm around.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to know.
Yeah. So you probably learned in this last hour that her name is Muriel.
The
Muriel?
classic way of spelling classic way of it. Yep, classic way.
Like the woman from Road to Shelby Dog.
Yep,
Yes.
that's exactly who I'm thinking of.
That's who everyone's thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
That show was creepy, though.
That show was fucking creepy.
Love that show.
I loved it, but it was fucking
Like,
creepy.
yeah, fantastic. But as a kid show, really creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you and Muriel finish your short rest, and I think she's pretty quick to suggest, basically like we should keep moving. You never know when Strahd or his minions will sneak up on you.
All right.
Right.
I mean, this dome will protect us for 8 hours, and then after those 8 hours, I could just turn into a bird on my own and fly over wherever you're taking me.
And what happens if during those 8 hours we fall asleep and wake up to a crawling hut over the top of us? Bubble won't do as much good if you let it pop only to get sat on by a tree.
Oh, I can let it pop, and I can take us both somewhere too. I'm quite useful, just not right now. I mean, it's up to you. Just a thought. I'm good to run, though.
I'm helpful. I'm helpful, I promise.
Up goes the were-raven.
Well, I think
Sorry.
she's still pretty committed to the idea of let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, I'll just say
It's just so fun to make fun of me. I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. You're fine. I'll just say, all right, fine. Are you good to run?
She says, "You mean run or run?" And she makes like a weird flapping motion.
Like, I mean, however you want to do it. Whatever you're up for.
She thinks for a minute and says, "I'll do my best to carry you to the old beacon. You know the place. You've been there."
Is that Rictavio's tower?
Make a history check.
If not, this is Ron asking her.
Okay. Yeah, no. So she's probably talking about the big lighthouse-looking thing at Argenvostholt.
Where the fuck is...
Silver
Sure.
Dragon Place.
Oh!
Undead warriors. Fuck off. I'm not gonna help you kill Strahd. That whole deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I'll go there.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, with you agreeing to that, I think she's just gonna pop right back into that hybrid form and see how she did at recovering her strength.
I would like
Oh,
to
yeah.
inspire her if she needs as well.
No, she's feeling great. She like pops right into that form, and it's kind of weird because you see this this naked old lady like stand up and almost kind of jump in the air as she's shape-shifting into a hybrid were-raven, and in like the same motion, she kind of begins to flap and just grabs you with her talons, and you're off.
I popped the bubble
Yeah,
because we were
good call.
well, she could pass. We could both pass through it, but as soon as I leave, it pops.
Yeah. Well, either way, then you pop the bubble.
I would like to message her and say, "Hey, can you like bite me or something and make me a were-raven?"
She messages back and says, "I don't think it's really a question of can I."
So you're saying there's a chance?
No response.
All right. Okay, I'll just Ron will just kind of hum some, some melodies to some songs he's thinking about.
Flying high again comes to mind.
Yep.
Over
Actually-
the mountain is also pretty appropriate.
Yep.
Because you're flying over a mountain.
Actually, you know what? Ron reaches in his pocket, pulls out a joint, and lights it. Because an in-flight joint is the best type. So, that and Ron wants some more inspiration.
All right. So, as we watch the were-raven and Ron fly off toward the still unlit beacon of Argynvostholt. Let's fast forward to Malkar's arrival back at Ravenloft. So as the means of transportation concludes, Malkar finds himself in the vast open courtyard of the castle. And as he climbs the steps out front, before he even reaches the last one, the massive double doors swing open. Both the outer and inner doors of this vestibule area. And now, knowing the path pretty well, I think we see him kind of strolling his way into the entry chamber, where he is greeted by another one of his new friends, same one who greeted him last time, and promptly shown down to the dining room once again. And as the double doors to that majestic dining hall open, you can see Strahd seated at the head of this long table. But this time, there aren't any ornate goblets filled with fine wine or wonderful smelling fresh cooked food. The table's bare except for this single goblet in front of Strahd. And as his eyes come to rest on Malkar, he just says, "Come."
He's pissed.
I slowly walk forward. I will walk onto the side of the table where I sat last.
Okay. As you kind of walk over, you get probably 10 feet away from Strahd or so, and he says, "That's close enough. So, it seems you've come back empty-handed."
Yeah, they ran away.
They ran away.
They seem to fear Grandma and I, and they started running towards the very beginning of the battle.
And between the two of you and that monstrosity she lives in, you couldn't even catch one of them.
We almost got Ron, but he somehow got away from Grandma while I was chasing the other two.
He picks up his goblet, kind of looks into it, takes a sip, and gently sets it down. Sort of squints his eyes and looks at you, looks you over. And he says, I would have thought that this would be your last encounter with these so-called friends of yours.
I was planning on it.
Next time, no matter whose end it is, make sure that it is your last. Go get some rest.
I give him a light bow and then walk to my room.
Okay. So we watch as Malkar heads down a dark spiral staircase and probably takes it down 2-3 floors. And he proceeds to walk down this long, cold, dank stone hallway. And you see these heavy stone doors, one of which is still hanging slightly ajar, and he just pushes it open and closes it behind him. You hear this grinding stone sound. And we'll shift back over to Dane and Yowen.
Yeah, heading to the swamp. Really hoping that, Ron messages me.
Okay. So you continue on, and let's see. So there's 1, 2. Okay. Yeah. So you are well on your way, crossing over the bridge just outside of Kresk, by the path that leads to Wizard of Wines, past the road that leads down to Selenka Pass, and you round a bend to continue on. And we may meet up with you shortly. I suppose we'll see. Back to Rom. So a few minutes go by, mostly like steady climb as you're still ascending a bit to actually reach the level that Argynvostold is on. But it's probably not more than, call it 15 minutes of flying before you find yourself touching down just in front of a familiar dragon statue that sits out front of this sprawling mansion with the one side caved in.
All right. Does she look exhausted again?
No, she's not looking as tired as she was after the initial escape. Probably partially because she was able to actually recover some health.
Ah.
Um, but she sets you down and makes her landing and resumes her human form. And speaking out loud to kind of preempt anything, um, she says, "All right, shall we walk?"
I suppose we'll have to.
Very good. I think about half a mile down the path, we can cut through the woods and make it to the road. Well, I suppose it depends.
My friends
You-
might be going back for me. Do you have a way to contact anybody?
She says, "Hold on a moment." You see her shift not into her hybrid form this time, but into a normal raven, and she just takes flight uh, once again up over the forest that kind of surrounds the northern side of Argynvost.
So she
And
just takes off and flies away.
yeah, but she seems to suggest that she'll be back.
All right, I'm just gonna walk inside Arkenvast and poke around.
Okay. Um, anything in particular you'd like to do? I mean, do you even remember a lot of the place?
Well, I remember a bits and pieces.
Okay.
I want to go in the side that's not the spiders. And just poke around, see, look around, see if I can find anything, something to read, something to look at, anything.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe I think as you go into the first room on the left, once you've walked into that great hall, you can see um, still hanging open is a coffin that's been converted into a kind of a bar area of sorts. It's like a vertical bar cabinet sort of setup. Lots of interesting looking bottles, most of them broken, all of them empty.
Yeah.
Um, but like the rest of this room, you see kind of a trashed looking armchair with an old, dusty, but very nice portrait of someone who I think under the painting itself, you can actually see it labeled as Lord Argynvost.
Oh. What does he look like?
Let us see how much of that sweet, sweet box text we have here.
And if I have to, I will prestidigitation.
You cut out there, what?
Oh, I said if I have to, I will prestidigitation and clean the dust off.
Okay.
It probably wouldn't hurt.
Oh. All right. So this looks to be a picture of Lord Argynvost, kind of far along in life. Strong, weathered, certainly a warrior. You can see him pictured here, and like shining, well-polished armor. There's at least the top part of a crest visible kind of across the tabard that he drapes over. That very prominently displays a pale-looking dragon, and there's a certain kindness and warmth to the man's eyes.
Is it just like a painting that's hung on the wall?
Yeah, it's over the mantle.
I'm gonna look behind it. I'm gonna
Okay.
be gentle with it, but I want to look behind it.
Okay. Yeah, so is the idea just kind of maybe lift it a little bit off the wall and peek and see if there's anything back there?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you do that. And looks like just a simple stone wall.
Just a stone wall behind it.
Okay.
This was this guy was the guy that was a dragon, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, how big is this painting?
Probably about 3 feet wide by 5 feet tall.
Oh Christ, it's big.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll leave it where it is. Poke around somewhere else. Anything else of interest at all?
Well, let's see. I mean, as you kind of wander around this first floor that you guys cleared a few days ago now, you see the old kitchen, old dining room with the chandelier still mysteriously aglow. There's the old chapel in the very back of the building. With a few broken windows, little bits of that gray Barovian daylight shining in. And of course, there's the mausoleum and the rest of the graves out back, within a wrought iron fence, kind of serving as the churchyard, so to speak, of this chapel. And you can see out there, kind of perched on either side of the big stone archway in the front of the mausoleum, are a pair of shining silver dragon-shaped gargoyles.
Like made of metal?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk out there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take a look at these shining things. Do they look like the suit of armor?
In a certain respect. I mean, they've got considerable luster to them, especially considering the disrepair that most of this place has fallen into.
I'll look at them and say, Kazan.
They look back at you, not moving, and yeah, just sit there.
Neither one, no response?
No response.
I'm gonna start looking around for a plaque around them.
Okay. Do you speak Draconic?
I do.
Yeah, so there's the one situated outside the entrance that just says, "Here lie the bones and treasures of Argynvost, Lord of Argynvosthold and founder of the Order of the Silver Dragon." The mausoleum is empty.
Yep, I knew that.
Well, it's a really good thing that it's still empty.
Anything of interest out in the cemetery? I'm just
Really, it doesn't
looking
look
for
like
any.
anything's really been disturbed since last time you were here.
All right. I'm gonna look up in that same window. Anything going on up there?
No, you don't see anybody staring down at you this time.
All right. Cool. All right. I will. I guess I'll head back inside and just plop down on a couch and wait.
Okay. All right. So I guess you're kind of sitting there, not in the dark, but not in a bunch of light. When you hear a tapping against the stone, and you see, as you turn, you see a raven perched in the window,
Oh.
and it kind of lets itself in, and of course transforms back to the form of Muriel that you now know so well, like it or not.
Just. Oh. Well, that was quick.
He says, "I think I found your friends."
Oh. What did you say?
Didn't say anything. I just recognized them and came back.
Oh, well, you should have stopped and said something to him that I was alive, or...
You'll see them soon enough.
Okay, well, I'm good.
Um, so yeah, as fortune would have it, and as the DM would have it, Ron and Muriel and the rest of the party, sans one evil vampire warlock, all reunite back on the old Svalak Road, just like the good old days.
Good old days
about.
on the old Svalak Road.
Is Ron flying in or walking in?
Please hold.
Via Muriel.
I think Ron and a naked old woman emerge from the woods, just in front of the just in front of the wagon.
I'll say, oh, whoa, whoa, hey guys, what's up?
Well, Eowyn kind of blinks at the sight of naked old woman, and then is actually really happy to see Ron, as infuriating as it is, and he walks up to Ron and gives him a firm handshake.
Like, damn it, I'm happy to see you.
I smack the handshake out and give him a hug, and then I'll just say, hey, can we get her some clothes? Because I'm afraid she's going to trip on them. But
Eowyn is very uncomfortable. You can tell that he's not used to hugs.
Everybody, this is Muriel. She saved me. And yeah, Melkar's a dick. I think we could probably take him if it were all of us. Because he didn't really seem to be a whole lot stronger. The other one he was with is a lot stronger.
We were on our way to fight her.
Yeah, let's not.
You see that we also have Strahd there.
Oh. What's up?
He's kind of sitting there, still a little zoned out. He's had a lot to drink, and he rolled a big old 2 on his con save.
Of course he did.
But yeah, I think he nods in your direction, but beyond that, he's kind of not responsive.
Alright. Well, yeah, I would vote against doing anything yet. She is far out of our league, and I am out of any and all usefulness today.
What time is it today? And how far do we have until the swamp?
Okay, so let's see here. It is probably about 4 in the afternoon at this point. And you are about an hour away from the swamp if you wanted to head straight there.
Well, Ron, if you're tired, then she's probably a bit tired too. And me and you are really the only people who've had to do anything today.
Yeah, I'm out of any usefulness that I could be.
I am still fine.
Yeah. I feel like hitting her now would still be the best choice. Dude, do you have a ranged weapon?
I don't know how to use anything.
Don't bards are able to use something, aren't they?
I don't know.
Pretty sure you are.
I use my voice. I mean, I can be a little bit of help. I can viciously mock something. I could blast something eldritchly.
I think that'll be enough with everyone else that we have. I think while she has expended herself, this will be the time to strike.
Okay. I mean,
Does this sound reasonable to anyone else in the group?
Sounds good to me.
I would rather go at her fresh.
It gives her time to recover as well.
Yeah, but she's got enough on her plate to do some damage.
Yeah, but still, even whatever she's wasted for you, it's wasted.
Ask Muriel. She's the one who got hit by one of the spells.
Turn towards naked old lady.
Yeah, I think she just sort of shrugs and says, "Well, it wasn't pleasant."
So, see, it wasn't pleasant.
Well, if it just wasn't pleasant, then I feel like now is the time to strike.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we think we can defeat her before it gets dark. I'm good for it.
What time did you say we'll get there? Like 4?
It's 4 now. It'll take you about an hour to get there, so you'll probably get there around 5.
Okay. When's darkness?
Let's say 7.
Okay. So we'll have 2 hours.
That should be
The
fine.
battle should be decided. Yes.
Y'all are crazy.
Well, Braun, you can stay back with me and I'll protect you.
Like you did last time.
You'd come with me if you'd feel safer.
I'd be afraid of something falling on me next to you.
We came back for you. It was the best we could do.
Well, I'm going to stay
It
with...
was a hard choice.
I am going to stay with Rictavio and Esmeralda. I'm staying directly behind Rictavio.
Okay.
I'm sure he doesn't want to be turned into a bear.
I can't turn him into anything.
Well, he's probably happy that you can do that.
Yeah, I think under his breath you hear Octavio say, "Thank the thunder."
I'm over the bear anyway. It's all about
Okay.
the eagle now.
As he says after just dissing Yoan about his eagles.
Yep.
Okay. Well, let's head out towards the swamp again.
Okay.
Okay, so this time you're approaching from a different direction.
Yes.
So yeah, you follow the road off to right before the Luna River and begin to follow it south as the road over the course of 3 or 4 miles kind of begins to deteriorate from well-traveled thoroughfare to dirt path to path to nothing at all besides uh, mucky swampland. Um, let's see. What's everybody's passive perception?
14.
11.
9.
Okay. So I think, Yoan, you are at least, you have enough presence of mind to kind of make this connection here. So this path is clearly not in a state of regular use. And yet, there are what appear to be 2 sets of tracks. Look to be, well, make a survival check.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Ooh, ooh.
I don't know if that helps, but I have that. I also rolled a 22.
Yeah, so this looks to be a round trip set of tracks. The same horse, the same wagon. Pretty recent.
I
Take that for
will
what you will.
point that out to the group.
Which set of tracks is newer? The ones going or the ones returning?
That would be the ones leaving the swamp.
Maybe we shouldn't.
Well, if they're the ones leaving the swamp, that means somebody left recently.
Or somebody dropped somebody off.
Or that.
Well, pressing on or changing your minds?
I still have a bad feeling about this.
I
Press
still think we
on.
should keep going.
Outvoted. So yeah, onwards.
Okay. So, let's see how this goes as you actually approach from the expected direction this time rather than flying over the fucking mountain.
It's like getting a flying vehicle in a spot where you shouldn't be able to get a flying vehicle.
I am keeping an eye out for traps.
Okay.
I'm not.
As you are actively searching for things, make a perception check. Okay.
Can I retroactively roll hit dice? Because I did take a short rest.
Yeah, you probably should have done that.
Yeah. So. And because I was doing my thing, I think I get a D8. Nope, it is a D6.
Okay. There you go.
I'm gonna roll a couple more.
Ron likes being alive and things.
And I'll roll one more.
29.
Alright, good enough.
29 more points of blood for me. Bleh.
Alright.
Okay. So, all right. You continue on through the sticky, difficult terrain that is this area. And, well, I have some more of that sweet, sweet box text for you. The trail hugs the river for several miles. Dirt and grass turn to marsh as the trail dissolves into spongy earth, pockmarked with stands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. A thick shroud of fog covers all. Scattered throughout the marsh are a number of old peasant cottages, their walls covered with black mildew, their roofs mostly caved in. These decrepit old dwellings seem to hunker down in the mire as though they're giving up and sort of accepting the fact that they're just going to sink deeper and deeper until they're swallowed up by the swamp itself. Everywhere you look along this riverside path, you can see black clouds of flies darting around. Looks like the fog thins out on the other side of the river. And over there you can see just barely the outline of looks like a ring of tall standing stones. So, as you actually reach the village proper once again, this kind of rounded area, you've got clusters of cottages to your right and your left. The ones on the right, you can see that there's one that's still smoking, another one that has had the front wall broken in. And I think way off in the distance, you can see the dull green glow that you recognize as something that emanates from the crawling hut or creeping hut of Baba Lesaga. Seems to be resting once again on the swamp floor. At this point, oh, go ahead.
I will point that out.
Okay. You're probably about a quarter mile away at this point. You probably can't see the actual form of the hut, but you can just see that kind of dull, pulsing green through the fog. So, what's the plan?
Do you think we should sneak up there or just sneak up as far as we can and then all attack?
I want to try to avoid getting hit by the treehouse.
I'm staying back.
Or, yeah, do only ranged attacks for as long as we can?
Because Dane is able to do stuff.
Yeah. You have a way to put me inside the house?
If we could have waited till tomorrow, there would have been.
I...
Same way they got you out of the house.
Yeah, I can summon a creature and you can fly into the house. Or I can become a creature and we both can be in the house.
This sounds a little bit better.
How about you two go to the house and I will go back to the Abbey and I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, why don't you guys try and lure out the old lady, and we'll deal with the house.
She hurts.
So does the house.
I've been hit by both. Alright.
Yeah. Do the NPCs have a preference?
Well, having had some time fighting alongside all of them, you know that Esmeralda is probably going to be stealthy no matter what the rest of the group does. Ezek doesn't really seem the type to sneak around anywhere. He's verging on 7 feet tall and has a bright red, massive, devilish arm that throws fire.
Yeah,
And
he's on house duty.
and Rictavio, he could probably play either strategy pretty well.
I'd be afraid Octavia would get broken in half by the tree.
And well, I don't think you guys have really seen Muriel in combat per se. So
Yeah, I'm not really. Did we ever get her clothes?
Unless Esmeralda has some, we don't have any female clothes.
okay, so maybe this this old lady is walking through the muck in like sort of well-worn nightgown, like kind of dirty in spots, kind of yeah, it's clothes.
All right, good enough.
We had some of that winter gear too that she might have been able to wear.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
We give her Melkars.
Yep.
Yeah, that burned up with my suit of armor.
Oh,
Oh.
I have some.
Okay. Suppose it's better than better than nothing. Probably a little hot and sticky in there, but you know, make do with what you got.
Okay, so I guess me, Dane, and Strahd go in as a distraction, and I guess Ron, Esmeralda, and Rectavio sneak up and try to take her unawares.
I'm going wherever Octavio goes.
Anyone have any objections?
Works for me.
I'm just saying, beware, she hits hard.
Okay. Okay, so hmm. Okay. Here is my plan. I want to become a giant eagle and get Strosny and Dane on my back and fly into the hut because there's no door.
Okay.
As I'm doing that, I want to make my sword as bright as I can.
All right. So yeah, full on Luke taking out the Death Star kind of maneuver here. Fly in, thread the needle.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, there's a porch too, so you can always land on the porch.
Okay. All right. And then I guess team sneak in can do team sneaking in stuff once there's a distraction.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, I think us flying in is pretty distracting. So
Well, once
They can just
they are
start.
effectively distracted.
Yeah.
Okay.
do we get a surprise round?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll have to see. I mean, I would think. Well, actually, let's see, because eagles can fly really fucking fast.
Yeah.
Carrying 2 big dudes.
Well, Dane's a dwarf, and he's not really that big.
I'm not flying very far. So. Yeah, I'm not sure. That is up to Eric.
Probably the equivalent of what Muriel was doing with Ron. So like half speed, but can dash. So can still cover a good bit of distance there. So if that is the plan, let me get a giant eagle on this map, and I think we'll be good to go. Assuming it doesn't give me like the stat block for a demi-lich or something again.
Well, I mean, that could be okay.
Yoan summons a demi-lich.
Ewan becomes the demi-lich.
That's okay. I can be a demi-lich.
This is fine. Okay. So, who all is now on the back of this eagle?
Strasny and Dane.
Strasny and Dane. Got it. So, eagle comes flying in, and I think we'll roll some initiative before everything goes fucking crazy.
Everything goes ass over tea kettle.
Bananas.
Yeah. So let me get you guys over here.
I knew you were grandma.
So, how's the whipping you're getting over there at Strahd's castle?
He got sent to his room.
I know, right? Surprised you're allowed on the internet.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Okay, so you guys roll your initiative. I'm gonna roll the more PC's initiative than there are, or more NPC initiative than PC.
I'm blind.
Playing with myself. Here we go.
Yep, I rolled in that one because I'm good.
You could have made that sound more appropriate.
What?
Playing with myself.
Oh, I know. I am well aware.
My initiative is shit.
Oh,
Wait.
my character Violet, she has a passive perception of 19.
Wait, why would you roll initiative, Malkar?
You don't know.
You didn't roll it right anyway.
I can't.
This is not on the map.
I like how Muriel is just a hybrid were-raven.
Yeah, no picture, just...
I guess the picture might have been a little too graphic.
Well, that, or they just don't have a picture of a were-raven anywhere in published content, which is weird. But true, I think.
Alright. Hey, it's my turn. I would like
Hold
to... Oh.
Not your turn.
Still rolling a fuck ton of initiative.
I know, I was joking.
My foot is throbbing and I'm confused.
No.
In the background, can I be communing
Sure.
while in my room?
Sure. Okay, So yeah, we start with Esmeralda, who I think is holding off until team distraction does team distraction stuff. I don't think the hut sees anybody coming, so it's not going to do anything yet. All right. So, Ezek is on the back of an eagle, so he's, I mean, can't do much yet. Baba, wait. Dane, wait. Octavio, wait. Okay, what is Yoan doing?
Well, being an eagle and flying into the hut.
Okay. So you go and do your eagle thing. We'll just make you a big Yoan.
I'm a big boy now.
Not creepy at all.
Big Yoan.
Yep.
Okay. And into the hut you go with
What's the eagle for?
me forgetting I did things.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the Malcar token anyway because it keeps your sight. I don't have to fiddle with that. So you fly up. Where do you want the actual your eagle self to be situated? Like fully in the hut?
I want to land on the porch.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's the safest bet.
Okay. Trying to like offload your passengers.
Yeah. I don't want to like hit their heads on the roof.
Okay.
Knock them out before they even start fighting.
Cool. Then I think the Were Raven is gonna come up and probably fly and grab onto one of the cages that's hanging there just to kind of have a place to be anchored. And so that's about as far as she was able to get. She's got okay fly speed. Okay, Ron is with Sneaky Team. You doing anything yet, or are you waiting another round?
I'll hold off on.
I mean, did I just land on the porch? Or am I still heading there?
We'll say you've landed.
Okay.
Um,
Distraction has started.
then I'm going to reach out to Esmeralda and say, Esmeralda, I believe in you. You've got this. And I will inspire Esmeralda.
Okay.
So, and then that will be it.
Gotcha.
Or better yet, just because I can, I'm going to have messaged that to her to inspire her through message.
Okay.
Just to be extra quiet.
Gotcha. So, I suppose first things first. Esmeralda's gonna do her sneaky ninja shit and go invisible. Okay. Now the thing is, you do probably still hear her like squishing through the swamp a little bit, but at least she's not readily visible. Like unless you're looking specifically for footprints, you're probably not gonna just be like, oh hey, there's a person. All right. And you hear her kind of begin to run in. At this point, then the hut begins to stand up and kind of prepare itself for a situation again. But it's not going to be able to actually do anything this turn. Which brings us to Ezek, who hops off the back of Yoan the Eagle and Let's see. Let's see how well he sobered up. All right.
I mean, he's had several hours, so hopefully
He has, but he's also had several drinks. Okay. So, hops off the eagle, and there's maybe like a mild stumble, but he's not banging into shit left and right. I think you actually catch Baba like in a bath trying to chill out and relax.
The same bloodbath.
Yeah,
she's had a stressful day.
she has. And now there's a big bald dude with a devil arm running into her house to try and murder her. So, you know. So he lets out this like battle cry, roar, and he's got his axe over his shoulder, and he runs up to the old lady in the bathtub full of blood, and yeah, he's gonna come in swinging. And he gets to make 2 attacks. Uh, so this old lady is somehow able to dodge the first one, even though she is technically lying prone in a bath. But the second one hits, and there's this like just red splash as the whole corner of the hut is like painted with well, or blood from the bathtub, blood from the old woman, who knows.
Blood in general.
Blood. Okay. So, yeah, I think you hear this shriek as there's this loud splashing sound from inside the hut, and that brings us to Baba's turn.
No surprise.
Well, the surprise was you guys actually getting to
Getting
roll up,
there.
but but the thing is, some of that was travel.
Yeah.
So
I'm okay with that.
yeah, she's still in the bathtub when you walk in, so that's a pretty big advantage.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Got caught with her pants down, literally. I have a feeling that Strahd's gonna take her death out on me.
Betraying us doesn't seem to be your best times.
Okay. So a lot of this gets tricky. Damn advanced casters and shit. Okay, so you see this bloody old woman stand up in the bathtub and lunge for something that's like sitting on the ledge of the tub. Looks like a little white mass of something. She crushes it in her hand and then points at Ezek, who has to make a save. Which he fails. And so you watch as Ezek transforms from a 6.5+ foot tall bald dude with a crazy demon arm thing into a rat. Okay. I think that's gonna. Well, I guess you'll hop out of the tub. Basically standing over the rat now. All right. Dane. We'll say you're. Let me do that. Okay. So that's where you are. What are you doing?
Gonna run up to her and hit her.
Okay.
Sun sword. Ah.
Yeah, so the first one, she like ducks out of the way, maybe misdirects you a little bit, and like you swing, and you actually kind of skim the top of the bath water, so to speak, and there's just this nasty metallic smelling smoke and steam that kind of begins to rise up. The second one is definitely going to hit. And so you cut into her with this brilliantly shining blade. And yeah, she's surprised and she's kind of reeling, like, you know, maybe leaning up against that back wall, still trying to get her bearings. But yeah, you guys seem to have caught her off balance.
Does it look like it hurt?
Oh, it looks like it hurt.
Okay. I want to use my action surge as well
Okay.
and hit her a couple more times.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Shakalaka.
Yes. I want to hit her a couple more times.
All right, so looking like somebody who's mastered stun locking in a video game, you have her like just pinned back up against the wall, and every time she thinks she's got a chance to duck out of the way, she just gets hit with another slash. Okay.
She gets all that radiant damage as well, right?
Let me verify. Doesn't look like it.
What? Okay. So not a undead vampire.
Yeah. Okay. I assume that's it for Dane?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, let's see. Rictavio, doing Rictavio stuff. I think he is going to. Not a whole lot he can do, but I think what he does is he turns around and says to Ron, "You've had a rough day, my friend." And he places a hand on your shoulder, and you feel this kind of warm, tingling sensation all across your body. And effectively, what he has done is cast Death Ward on you.
Ooh, what does that do?
You touch a creature and grant it a measure of protection from death. First time the target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage. The target instead drops to 1 hit point and the spell ends.
You can be like me.
And how long does that last?
Let's see. Um, 8 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah. And then I think he kind of begins to close the distance, maybe trying to skirt around the side of the hut. Yoan, the eagle.
Okay, so, being as I also deal with animal spells, do I know the nature of the spell she cast to turn Straussy into a rat?
Let's see. I don't know if you know it in the sense of innately familiar with it, but well, actually, yeah, you should. Just because it's not on your list here, you should actually know this spell. Yeah, he's polymorphed.
What level spell is that?
4th.
Mm-hmm.
4th? Okay, I am going to cast this on him. I'm going to back to Yoan and cast this on him at 4th level.
Okay.
I actually don't have a choice on what level I cast it on, but it's going to be 4th, so it automatically ends.
Wait. Yeah, no, it's a 4th level spell, so you do need to make the roll.
No, because I cast it at 4th level.
Oh, I see. It doesn't change. I gotcha. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So then you see this rat just expand back up, and how do we handle this one? I think the old woman gets bumped out of her spot.
Gives reverse birth to Strahd.
That's awkward. All right. Anything else from Yoan?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. The were-raven then is going to swing around the cage and kind of dart in here. And in a flurry of feathers and swinging, you're going to see uh, yeah. She's just gonna come in and start pecking at the old woman. So that is stop adjusting. Okay. So one of those is gonna hit, and so you see just like this little strip of skin get plucked off of the old woman's frame, and yeah, she's cornered now. All right, Ron, what are you doing?
What's the rest of the group do? Or like the people around me? What are they doing? I guess it's just
Yeah,
Rictavio.
Rictavio kind of crept up trying to skirt around the side. So I guess to make this a little more, try something that.
Does the house notice me or Rictavio?
You do not have any way of knowing that at this point.
Alright, I'll just keep following Rictavio. And I will hold I'll hold an Eldritch Blast, and if the house starts turning towards us, I will Eldritch Blast it.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm gonna look to Rictavio and I'm just going to say, Rictavio, thanks for coming with us. You're going to be a big help here, and I will inspire him.
Cool.
And then that on my turn.
All right. So the hut is probably gonna swipe first at the thing that's in the equivalent of its face, that being Yoan. So, yeah, Yoan, you hear the crackling and like dripping as the roots pull themselves up out of the ground and one by one begin to kind of cock back and prepare to lash out at you. So first one is an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
All right. You take 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ouch. Okay.
Second one is a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Okay. Third one is a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
You take another 39 points of bludgeoning damage.
I have 1 hit point. I fell down and am lying on the ground with 1 hit point.
I want to
Probably
hit the
fair.
house for that.
Because I have the relentless endurance, so once I hit 0, I get a hit point.
Okay. All right, and yeah, Dane, if you would like to hit the house, I mean,
That
yeah,
house.
you're inside of it. Go ahead and make an attack. Oh, you did. Okay. 14 points of slashing damage. Okay. Yeah, so you do that, and I think you cut into the floorboards, and yeah, you can see that pulsing green glow of the gem that's sitting down in kind of the bowels of the house. Yeah, it casts this like sickly green glow over the whole room now that it's fully exposed.
Do I get an opportunity attack against it?
No.
Does it pull back its arm? Dang it.
Am I going
Okay.
to be needed for the rest of the session?
We'll probably wrap up pretty soon here, I would think. If you gotta duck out for something, feel free.
Alright. Leave me a message on what I missed.
Will do. Okay. Yeah. So then that brings us to Ezek, who, none too pleased about being temporarily turned into a rat, is going to keep swinging. 2 battle axe attacks, both of which hit. Oof. Okay, that's a total of 37 points of slashing damage between the two.
How's she looking?
She is looking not wonderful.
Okay.
What's that thing that's on her?
It just came up. That's a very good question. Let's see. This is weird. It just is a thing, and I don't know what the thing is.
Well, we can ignore it as long as it didn't affect anything.
Yeah, I guess. nothing about a countdown as far as I saw, which is what that looks like. Okay. So // initiative. It's her turn. So she is going to all right. You see her mutter something under her breath, and that's not even gonna help her. She's in a bind.
Ha-ha.
Okay. So, oh boy, I gotta look something up.
Oh no.
She uses explode. Baba Yaga uses self-destruct. It's super effective.
Okay. Gosh. Give me something that makes sense. Okay, this fits. So, she produces a similar little white item that she had ground up in casting a spell on Strahd, and presses it into her chest. And you see her form kind of dissolve into a swarm of what look like rats that have had the tops of their skulls cut off with like to leave their brains exposed. So she is a swarm of cranium rats.
Yeah.
And in doing that,
Is she able to do whatever that is in sunlight from the blade?
yes.
Okay.
Um, okay, and then the pack of cranium rats is going to try and leg it toward the porch, which could be a risky proposition. So Dane, make an attack of opportunity if you so choose.
Guess not.
Okay. Um, Ezek swing. Oh, that's a crit.
Yep. He just like puts his blade about an inch or two above the floor and just swipes and cleanly
Like
shears
cutting a
all
lawn.
of them. Yep.
Darn it, if I hit her, she couldn't run.
Ooh, that would have been nasty. Okay, so you see like more than half of these rats just like get cleft into, if you will. But some of them are still running. So That brings us then to
The Raven wants to help
Muriel.
out, or no?
Yeah, Muriel's
Okay.
about to swing on her. Or more appropriately, snap at her.
Muriel eats her.
that could end interestingly. Okay, and that hits, and so you see Muriel like snatch up a couple of the rats, and rather than like downing them like you might expect a bird to do, she like tosses them around in her beak, and almost like crocodile death rolls them a bit, and just flings them off to one side. There are still a few of those rats remaining though. And so here, Yoan, you're on the ground, and you see this swarm of cranium rats, or what's left of them, come running at you and begin to swarm over you, in fact. They're gonna try and keep going, so I guess you could make an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna cast Moonbeam on it.
Ooh, that Warcaster, though.
Yeah, that Warcaster.
Okay. Makes it a disadvantage.
I really hope she fails. It'll be fun.
Does not fail. That's a 17.
Oh, so close. Well, half damage.
Okay. Yeah, so 4
It's
points.
17 with disadvantage?
The other one was a 22.
Wow. Okay. Well, half damage.
Yeah.
Searing pain. All that fun stuff.
All
Radiant
that fun
damage.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's like 4 cranium rats remaining of what was just seconds ago a whole swarm. And you see them very much like lemmings kind of launch themselves off the porch down into the large inverted skull out front. At which point the skull begins to levitate. Yeah. I think that's going to be all she can do. So, Dane, what you doing?
Can I reach the rat inside the skull?
Oh, it's levitating.
Okay.
Can you jump on top of the skull?
I mean, I'd allow an athletics check.
How high is it levitating?
In that amount of time, it's probably like 10 feet above, so you could like latch onto the skull and kind of muscle up over the top of it, or bottom of it, because it's flipped upside down.
Okay. So that's at about the height of the door, isn't it?
Well, I mean, from your position, so it's
Okay.
yeah, so it's 10 feet higher than you, so you got to jump, grab the skull, climb up it, and hop in.
Sure, I'll try that.
Okay, athletics check. All right. So
going for a ride.
yeah, you just hear thump, 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 thump across the wooden floor of the hut as Dane comes running and flings himself off the porch, like spread
Flying
eagle.
dwarf.
Yeah.
It's like watching Allen Iverson dunk.
Spread eagle like plasters himself to the back of the skull and climbs up over the top. And I think you could probably still get off your attacks if you'd like to. So yeah, you see the dwarf peek over the top with this like murderous look in his eye. Um, and he like begins to basically waggle the burning blade around the inside of the skull, like he's digging for remnants of brain, which I mean, cranium rats. Uh, and that is the first one is enough to knock her out of her polymorph form. And so you see from the few little cranium rats that remain, they kind of congeal and grow back into the form of the old woman. And
Inside
then
the skull?
yes, it is the skull of a large creature. Or sorry, the skull of a huge creature. It has room for one medium-sized rider per the rules. So Dane's like hanging over the ledge as the medium rider is growing up in the actual passenger area. And with the second one, I think as she is like finally finishing her transformation back, there's this little pause before Dane just stabs her. And you all see the skull just drop.
Ow.
And yeah, Dane, go ahead and make a dex save.
That went so well before.
Okay.
Better than some of them.
So yeah, I mean, you had your cool moment, right? Then the skull begins to plummet down to the ground, and it just so happens to lean with Dane hanging onto that one side in such a way that it comes down on top of him, pinning him down in the sticky swamp with the dead old witch woman kind of like lying on top of him.
I'll take it.
And you're also going to take a little bit of fall damage.
Just
Mitigated by the swampy terrain, but then there's also the big skull that fell on you, so we'll call it regular. 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And the hut seems to settle down and take root once again.
at this point, I'm running over.
Okay.
Really out there somewhere.
I just smile and run and say, "See, we got revenge for you."
Completely ignoring that. Ignoring that. I want to run over and Arcana check the skull. That's on top of Dane.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So you can see there are some kind of unfamiliar runes to you carved into it. Definitely magical. Seemingly controlled somehow by the old woman. Yeah, I think that's about what you get with the check.
Alright, does it feel like I could attune to it to gain more knowledge? Or is it one of those
you could
magic...
try. You're probably not able to glean that information from a simple Arcana check.
Okay, I mean, is it something magical, such as like where with a magical broom or something, where you have to have Like, I feel you have to have a password or an activating word. Or is it like actively magical, just waiting for an owner?
Climb in and see.
Oh, it's
Okay,
on
there's
top of
that.
you.
I don't think that's something that you can tell with a simple Arcana check.
Alright, then I will help get it off of Yoan, and I will start
It's not
attuning
on
to
me,
it.
it's on Dane.
It's on me.
Or, sorry, it's on Dane then. I will get it off of Dane, or attempt to, and then
Okay.
I will attune to it. Or attempt
Okay.
to.
Make an athletics check.
Oh boy. Not my greatest.
Dane's stuck again.
I almost get stuck under there with you somehow.
Yeah, I think Ron tries to like get up under it and like football lineman style, kind of get up under the rim of the skull and push up. But instead of the skull giving, his foot positioning does, and so you see him kind of slide back a little bit, and almost lose his balance and fall on top of the pile that already has Dane, the skull, and the dead old woman.
I'll yell down to them, give me a second, I'll help you up. And I turn towards Strahd and I'm like, you see that green light underneath here? Can you go see if you can destroy that or grab it? I'm worried that I might get a flashback and, pass out. And I need to get these skull off these people.
Okay. Yeah, so he kind of nods, and as he's about to climb down in the hole, you see Muriel kind of insert herself between him and the gemstone down there. And she's going to transform back to her human shape and say, I think this belongs to the Mardikovs.
Have we met the Murdochs?
You have.
Danica, the
Yeah.
wine people.
The hut belongs to them?
No, the gem that seemingly fueled it.
Will we be able to grab it and give it to them? I'm asking Muriel.
She says, I don't see why not.
Okay. Well, will it hurt us if we grab it?
No. It's really, in and of itself, pretty benign magical power. Just harnessed for the wrong reasons, anything can be dangerous.
Okay. Well, Strosny, can you grab that and I will head down and... Or Muriel grab it and I'll head down and get the skull off these people.
Yeah, she'll just hop down, pick it up, and kind of
Unless
flap
you
her
want
way
to
back up.
return it. If you know them.
No, she says, yes, I'm good friends with the Mardikovs.
Insight check.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming because she's a Raven person, but
Yeah, but not like you've been burned by people you thought you could trust before, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seems legit. Like, she's, I don't know, maybe if you were to check with Ron later, you would find out that there's already been some discussion about them being friends, and there's nothing that really sticks out as suspicious or incorrect about anything she says.
Okay. I will climb down carefully, making sure I do not take fall damage,
Okay.
and try to get the skull off of them.
I want to help with that.
Okay.
Strength with advantage.
Athletics.
Athletics. Does a 21 get it off?
Yeah, that should
Instead
be
of the nat 1?
fine.
Okay. And hey, Ron, do you have a a heal you can spare? Or I have some heals too. I guess I don't need yours.
Good. I have nothing.
I am going to burn a couple spells for heal. That's 5. I'll take my 15. Okay. Okay.
I've already started trying to attune to the skull.
Okay.
I want to climb back up and start exploring the hut. Or
Alright.
loot and other things. I'm so excited because Strahd is going to be so pissed at Melgar.
Okay. Let's see.
Octavio and Esmeralda didn't even do anything.
No, they didn't have to.
It was a good plan.
Oh my god, I just realized Brown doesn't know we killed her.
Nope. Tell him to listen to how easily we killed her. Oh, do we level up from this?
Maybe.
Okay. Oh, what do I find?
Nothing.
Let's see here.
You step on a trap dealing 16 damage, and you're down.
All right. So let me clear some of these tokens out so you can actually see the map.
What? There's a map under all those tokens?
So on the back wall there, where Strahd had been standing, there is.
I'm coming in just so we
as-
can see.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go in there too.
I mean, I'm just for
As-
camera
as-
wise.
Gotcha. Yeah. As it appears, there's a chest against that back wall.
Is there any traps?
I can try and check for those if you want. I
Okay.
have dungeon stuff, delver stuff.
Well, just make an investigation check.
Austin?
Yeah, I have advantage on checks
Cool.
for detecting
Okay.
hidden traps.
Nice.
Go for it.
Okay. I mean, seems alright.
Okay. I will open it.
Okay. Let's see. So, you open the thing. And with a flash, a blast of blue lightning bursts out from the chest, dealing 23 points of damage to Yoan.
Damn it!
I fucking called it!
I fall down.
Should have let me
As-
open that.
As the smoking, unconscious body of Yoan falls to the you have to wait a second before the smoke actually clears. But then finally being able to see beyond it.
You probably heard it. Ah!
All right. Let me get some stuff situated. So Yoan's there. You guys are there. And
I was inside
spilling-
helping out with the chest.
oh yeah.
Can't hear you.
That's good, what I just did. So now spilling out of the chest, you see what look like 4 disembodied hands creeping and crawling on their fingertips.
That's cool.
I want to hit
Yeah.
that.
Well, let's roll some initiative, shall we?
Oh my god.
So, Ron, you get to go first. What are you doing?
First of all, I'm gonna I guess see if I notice.
I mean, you definitely heard the boom.
All right. Well, I'm going to look at. Do any of them have rings on their fingers?
Make a perception check.
All right.
It would appear not.
All right. I will say. Well, okay. In that perception check, can I also see if they are right and left hand, or if they're just one hand? Or are they all the same?
Sure. They look like an assortment, probably 2 of each.
All right. I'll say. Wow, no wedding rings. That must suck. And I'm gonna target that one,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do that. I'm
Okay.
viciously mocking it.
Let's see. Yeah. And so it has to make a wisdom save.
Yep.
Ah. It just it like rolls over, makes a fist, and stops moving.
Huh. Good to know. Alright, I will look over at Dane and say, Dane, you might want to heal Yoan. I've got nothing. And I'm going to give him some inspiration.
You'll be waiting there for a while.
You can always stabilize me so I don't make death saving throws.
Oh. I guess I could do that.
Or if you have a potion.
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
Alright. Yoan, death save. Okay, 1 failure. Dane.
Alright, so what do I have to do to stabilize him?
Kill the hands.
The what, medicine check?
Yes, it is a DC 10 medicine check.
Okay. And then am I still able to attack or no?
This would take your action, so no.
One of them or both of them?
Both.
It takes your full action, which is
Oh, okay.
comprised of 2 attacks.
Okay. Nope.
You use your inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay. So just roll it again?
No.
No, it's a
Or
D8.
Roll a D8
Oh,
and
D8.
add it to your 6.
There you
Hey!
Stabilized.
So yeah, you like grab a piece of very suspect bed sheet off of the old woman's bed and kind of wrap it up. I mean,
One of those
there's
weird
all
goat
kinds of
cookies.
damage. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, anything else Dane would like to do with a bonus action or anything?
No.
Okay, that brings us to the crawling claws. Okay. I think they're gonna do what they do. which is crawl and claw. So it's going to be 2 attacks against Dane. So we've got that going on. Nope. And hell nope.
That would break a
1.
nail.
1 against Ron. Hey!
Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother cutting words. I'm just gonna take the 3 damage.
Can I hit it for that?
Yeah.
It's dead.
Yeah, so it scuttles over and like flings itself at Ron, scratching him a little bit. And as it lands, you just see whack! This like burning blade just smash it down into the floor. It's like it's burned up, cut into, and just more or less evaporated by that strike.
I jump back and then look around and slowly bend down and try to grab a finger before it burns fully.
Okay. Sure, you have a finger.
Alright. I'll just stick it in my pocket.
Alright. Ron, what are you doing?
I can see this one, right?
Sure.
Alright, I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to say, wow, you can't even hit a dwarf who's not paying attention to you. Viciously mocking it.
And it dies.
Yeah. And then I'm going to run in and 1, 2, 3, and reach around and like start feeling in my pockets to try to find a healing potion.
Okay.
And that'll end my turn.
Yoan?
I'm stabilized.
Stabilized.
So, okay. That's
Yeah.
my turn. I am
Dane,
unconscious but stable.
I want to hit the last one.
do it.
Smack.
You hit it, and you squish
Okay.
it.
I want to walk over and look in the chest
Okay.
after dragging Yoan off. Or whatever. Over there.
I'm just like following around with a healing potion, just ready to dump it in Yoan's mouth, but Dane keeps dragging the body all over.
All right. So as you peer into this this chest, you can see a nice little assortment of stuff. So kind of forming the foundation of all the loot in here. Underneath a lot of other stuff, you can see a pile of gold coins, all of which bear Strahd's face. Resting atop those, you see what looks like about a handful of pretty sizable gemstones. You would gather, or you would guess that each of these would probably be worth about 500 gold.
Ooh, how many are there?
5. Let's see. It continued. You see a vial containing a clear, gelatinous yet oily kind of substance that has little sparkly pieces floating around in it. You gather it may be magical. You see a pair of scrolls, a little pouch that when you open it up reveals 10 really nicely made sling bullets. Let's keep going. Okay. Next thing you see is what looks like a crudely fashioned set of like tribal pipes, like the musical variety. Looks almost like a pair of flutes, kind of bound together as though to be played at the same time. You see each one of these kind of two chambers of the instrument have a small bird skull affixed to the top, just above where the finger holes are. And then you also find a finely polished green stone that it's kind of hard to tell exactly what this is. It's not any gem that you're familiar with, though.
Alright, sounds good.
I'm standing next to him. Can I Arcana check the instrument?
Sure. Okay. Yeah, there are a number of etchings along the pipes themselves that seem to suggest some kind of imbued magic.
Alright. I'm going to snag those and say, let me look at a little closer at these. And I will go out and sit in the skull while attuning to the instrument instead.
And give me no healing potion.
I would have. That's what I took my first 6 seconds doing. And then I walk over and stare behind Dane.
Okay.
What's the healing potion?
2d4 plus 2 or something like that. Oh. That works. So you are up.
I am up. I want to immediately spend some cure wounds.
Okay.
If it will allow me. It won't let me.
There will be no wound curing for you.
Yep.
Well, I guess I will do it by hand.
You are no longer allowed to heal.
Gosh, next thing you know, we're gonna have to like roll actual dice.
Yeah, I know.
I know, right?
Barbaric.
Well, that'd be something I would have to buy.
Okay. So, what all are you taking, and who is carrying it?
I'm taking the instrument.
I'll take the gems and gold.
Okay.
I want to ask Ron what the jelly thing is, or can I Arcana check it?
I mean, an Arcana check is enough to like glean that something is magical. I don't think you
Yeah.
could really, identify it, technically speaking, with that.
I want to ask Ron if he knows what the jelly thing is.
If I spend some time with it, I can tell you.
I want to pick it up with a blanket and tie the blanket around it and put it in my pack
Okay.
so that Ron can spend some time with it at some point.
All right. I'm just sitting in the skull, meditating on this
Okay.
instrument.
Yeah, and Dane, if you grabbed all the coins and gems, you have 1,300 gold, 5 gemstones worth 500 GP each, and a mysterious green stone.
Is anything left in there?
There are 2 spell scrolls, and a bag of 10 really nice looking sling bullets.
I'll grab the sling bullets, I guess. And can I look at the 2 magical scrolls?
Yeah, you can certainly take a look and see if you'd be able to do any of this stuff.
I'm waiting for one to just be a sheet of music.
Magical music,
That's
like a cedar.
It's bardic. It's a bardic spell scroll. Just a sheet of music.
All right. So Yoan, you are able to pretty much immediately discern what one of these scrolls is, and it is a scroll of mass cure wounds.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So, are you guys gonna hunker down here and spend some resting time, or move on?
I am. I'm staying here till I know what the fuck the skull does.
And I don't know what the other scroll is.
You do not.
Okay. I will bring it to Rictavio and show him. And Esmeralda.
Yeah, Rictavio unfurls it and says, "Oh, this is a scroll of Revivify."
Can I use the scroll of Revivify, or
He
should I
can.
just...
Yeah, he can.
Okay, well, I give that scroll to him.
Okay.
That's probably what he used on me.
Well, we have another one now.
Indeed, we do.
Anyways, you're not paying attention to this.
Nope.
Yeah. So,
Wait an
if the
hour,
party-
and then we should probably head back to Kresk
Yeah, we probably shouldn't
for the
stay
night.
here.
Well, he wants to try and attune to the skull.
Okay. Well, we shouldn't stay here too long if Strahd knows that
Yeah.
we just killed his mother.
Yeah.
Did anybody check her?
Check her body. We can check her body too.
Give her an old pat down.
I'm gonna let Dane check her body.
I'll walk over and check her body, checking for any traps or anything.
Checking her body for traps. Ugh.
Yeah, you know.
She jumps up and bites your finger.
Okay. I guess make an investigation check.
He's not very good at this.
I mean, seems alright.
Alright, I'll search her and see what she has.
Alright. So yeah. You rifle through the contents of her kind of ragged looking robes.
I want to make sure not to
And-
touch any of that white stuff that she'd been throwing at people.
Okay. And let's see. Let's get into this. All right. Yeah. So you find a small leather pouch that seems to contain a lot of uh, weird miscellaneous shit. Like, you do see another one of those white things, which upon closer look, it looks like a cocoon of some sort. It's been like split open in a place, so yeah, um, kind of gross. Among other things, is always fun. Go through the witch's components pouch, shall we? Yeah. Let's see.
Does she have an ogre dick?
A what?
An ogre dick in there.
I don't believe she has one of those.
All right. Wasn't sure if I spell required that.
There's got to be some cool shit though. You see looks like a vial of some kind of weird off-white colored ointment.
Can I tell what that does with my herbalism kit?
Give it a shot. You gather that this is some kind of ointment that's meant to be applied to the eyes, and it is made from a combination of mushrooms, saffron, and some sort of animal fat.
Do I know what it does to the eyes?
It seems to be a component in some sort of divination spell pertaining to sight.
Okay. Cool.
You also find a small shriveled up tentacle.
I know someone who could do that. I want to burn the tentacle.
Just out of spite.
Yeah.
Ron wants
Okay.
the tentacle.
Oh, then I won't burn it and I'll give it to Ron. But Ron's not there. He's concentrating, so Yoan doesn't know that. So, tentacle burns.
You're burning it like right now?
Yeah. As soon as I find it, it burns.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll burn it like a bit of the way so that the smoke isn't like near us. We're not breathing in tentacle fumes.
Well, I think maybe as things here are drawing to a close. Let me finish what Ron was doing though. So first of all, Ron wanted to attune to the instrument, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, can he attune to both in an hour? Because we're gonna leave.
Sure, I'll allow it. Especially because pretty early on, you gather that you would not be able to attune to the skull. It seemed to have some kind of particular bond to Baba Lysaga.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we throw her body on and try and ride it?
I mean, you could try.
I want to
Sure.
try that.
Yeah, let's try it.
All right, so you load the dead body of Baba Lysaga onto her floating skull, and no matter what you do, whether you're shouting out passwords or thinking at it or whatever, it doesn't budge.
Okay.
Does anybody recognize the writing on the skull? I'll point it out.
It's like purely magical inscription. Probably, I guess at its root, probably somewhat druidic in nature, but not anything that really makes sense to well, anyone in the party.
Darn.
However, after spending an hour with the pipes, Ron discovers that he is now in possession of a set of pipes of haunting.
Ooh,
That sounds fancy.
that sounds dangerous.
What do they do?
Is Taylor looking it up and adding it, or should I just read it out?
What is it called?
Pipes of haunting.
It's 3 charges. You can use an action a day to play them. Expend a charge to create an eerie spellbinding tune. Each creature within 30 feet of you that hears you play must succeed a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw or become frightened. Ooh.
Does that include friendlies?
If you wish, all creatures in the area that aren't hostile towards you automatically succeed.
Okay.
How long does it last for?
Frightened of you for 1 minute.
Oh, okay. That's pretty sweet.
I'm assuming, do they get a saving throw each round, though?
Yeah.
Nope, just absolutely terrified for a minute.
And if they succeed, then they are good for 24 hours. Sweet.
What's the DC? Is that
15.
yours?
No, it's
Oh.
15. So it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So can I attempt to, for flavor, add them to the pouch? Like, I'll pull some other pipes out and just kind of toss them on the ground and then put these in?
Yeah, sure, I'll allow that.
Alright. So, you see me toss an old, like, actually pretty decent condition set of pipes, because I don't really play them that often. But I just...
You could sell those for money.
Meh. I don't need the money.
Yoan picks them up. Puts them in his pouch.
I'm cool with that. Can I get you to add the item, though, for me? Or...
Oh, is it not letting you?
Yeah, because it's just giving me a drop down. That's it.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, well, anything else before we wrap up the session?
Nope.
Is there anything we haven't explored? All the random huts, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, so to paint a broader picture of Berez, there are the clusters of cottages. There is an old rundown church.
I mean, we have an hour while Ron tries to do this, so I feel like
Yeah.
we can explore quite a bit.
There's also a crumbling mansion with what looks like a goat pen built off to one side of it.
Can I explore probably with Dane, explore
Yep.
the mansion?
Sure.
Sorry for dragging this, but there's lots of things to explore.
I'm
Yeah,
good
no,
with it.
It's fine. And like, you know, if it reaches a point where people have to duck out or whatever, you know, we can cut it short and we can always pick up with you guys exploring Berez. I mean, it's not like now that we're out of combat, we can pretty comfortably end it wherever.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good whenever.
I mean, I would prefer ending it when we're back on our way to Kresk.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead.
All right. So, box text time. Toward the south end of the village lie the remains of a mansion built on higher ground. It has been reduced to piles of stone and rotting timber. Empty arched windows stare at you. South of the ruin, an untamed garden runs rampant, surrounded by broken walls that are no longer able to contain it. East of the ruin, someone has erected a crude wooden fence, forming a circular yard in which several goats are penned. Surmounting the fence posts are human skulls.
Oh no. Is there someone here?
Make a perception check.
Does Dane want to help me?
I can help with that.
Okay. Oh, well.
I guess you didn't need that.
I didn't expect to roll a 19 and an 18.
This
Okay.
is fair. Yeah, I mean, looking at it from the outside or even peeking around in the goat pens, I mean, you see some goats. But beyond that, doesn't seem like there's anything going on.
Okay. Well, I will cautiously approach. I would like to, if we get to that, explore the garden for spell components.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, easy enough to pick out some stuff.
I mean, I have a lot of natural spell components, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So after the garden, then you're venturing in.
Yeah. I'll let Dane take the lead.
Yeah, I'll walk in first.
All right. So yeah, I mean, for the most part, what you see is more of the same. Rotted pieces of furniture and decor. And I think as you've taken your first couple steps in there, you see a floating humanoid figure appear in front of you, kind of taking shape from the fog, assuming the form of a giant of a man, his features mutilated and his entrails hanging out like frayed ropes. Despite its intimidating appearance, the apparition has a cringing light in its eyes. Why do you invade my home? Be gone, I beseech you, it says.
We're just looking around.
Is there any way we can help you, or should we just leave?
It kind of casts its gaze down and says, I am being forced to pay for the wrongs I did to Strahd.
Well, we don't really like Strahd, so if there's anything we can help with.
It is the fact that I finished this business that puts me in the position I find myself in. I took it upon myself to save one of the young women of the village from Strahd's attentions.
Were you successful?
In so much as killing a beautiful young woman could be considered success.
What was your name? is your name?
I'm Burgomaster Laszlo Ulrich of Perez. And he just kind of gestures out to the ruins surrounding the place.
What happened here? Strahd?
Strahd. He killed me and the priest who helped me outright. And then I was powerless to do anything besides watch as he caused the river itself to swell and flood the village, sweeping it away.
Well, is there anything, any way we can help you? Or is this your doom?
Yeah. Hesitates and says, I often wonder what happened to the girl, Marina. They say in Barovia, souls never truly pass on. And so could that mean that she's been reincarnated somehow?
Well, I don't know about that, but I can keep a watch for her on my travels.
Strahd was convinced that she was the new coming of his lost love. Perhaps if you can find someone with whom he's that obsessed, you can find Marina's soul.
I will look. Thank you for the information.
He nods and sort of fades away.
Okay. We should probably leave this manor. Let's, I guess, explore the other huts. If there's anything in them.
You can go check the church as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Let's.
I'll walk over to the church next.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the church is, I mean, it's in similar shape to the mansion. It's mostly collapsed, um, surrounded on almost every side by leaning or broken gravestones, closed in by a nearly entirely rusted out iron fence. Half of the cemetery itself is just covered in little puddles of standing water as the ground itself is kind of just sinking and becoming more and more marshy by the year. But looking around the church, inside and out, you see a number of rotted coffins, moldy bones. If you look around, you see the rotten remains of a pulpit and an old iron bell kind of lying on its side, half of it under the muck of the swamp.
Can I tell who this church was to?
Make a religion check.
Probably
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, hard to say.
Okay. Can I search for any underground rooms, passages, hidey holes?
Sure. Make an investigation check. All right. You don't really find anything. I mean, it seems pretty cut and dry. I mean, most of this place has already kind of been returned to the swamp, so to speak. So, if there was anything hidden, it's probably even more so by now.
Okay. Okay. Do we find anything in here besides, rotten things? Rotting.
Um, Not really. I mean, it's just scrapped, pretty much.
Huts next, I guess?
Okay. So yeah. You head over, and I mean, they all kind of look the same, so you just begin combing through. And yeah, it's a cluster of, well, two clusters of ruined cottages. Again, all of the walls covered in mold and mildew. Pretty much all the contents are, again, rotted out, long abandoned. And you don't find anything of value in any of these.
Okay. So I guess it's an hour probably has just about passed at this point.
That's probably fair.
Okay. And gather up everybody and see if we're prepared and if everyone agrees to go back to Kresk,
I want to try and burn this house down first.
the manor.
No, the spider house.
Oh, okay.
Spider house, spider house. Okay. I mean, it is inert at this point. So, yeah. I mean, if you want to take some time and burn it up, I mean, it's made of wood, so it'll go up pretty easily.
It's live wood though.
Yeah, there's that problem.
Yeah.
I think we can watch it and get it.
Yeah, I don't want somebody else coming back and trying to use it to kill us again.
Melkar returns with the creeping hut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I want to burn it.
So, burn hut.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's really just a matter of time. So, maybe it takes you a little more than that hour, but you're able to deal enough damage to the thing that you're pretty confident it won't be beating anybody else up.
Good.
Cool.
All right. So, time to head back to Kresk.
Yep.
Oh, before we leave, I want to carve into it your next Melkar, in case he comes back to see it.
Okay.
Oh, I want to burn the witch's body too. With the hut.
Okay.
Or should we take that with us to the abbot?
Oh,
That-
the abbot. I guess the abbot could bless it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll take the body to the abbot.
Can
Okay.
we destroy this floating skull too?
It's not floating
Sure.
anymore.
Or
Yeah.
the could be floating skull?
Yeah, we can.
I look longingly at it, wishing I could use it.
But you can't, so. Burn, baby, burn.
Okay. So yeah, upon leaving Baba Lysaga's hut and all of her worldly possessions shy of the contents of her treasure chest, a smoldering heap in the middle of the swamp. What are you doing?
Going back to Kresk.
All right.
Once we get into Kresk, I want to, or are we not gonna go that far?
Yeah, we'll probably pick it up from your departure, I guess. So yeah, we'll pick it up with you guys leaving the swamp.
I want to
Well-
take a short rest on the way back to Kresk.
Okay.
Let's pick it up with me pulling out my pipes and playing a jaunty tune.
Your sorrowful pipes.
My new pipes, yes. I'm going to do this, Eric. And the suspense will be who's affected.
Okay.
So,